Wavehealernation, welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for sticking in and hanging out and allowing me to be myself. Just hanging out here with me. And I hope that the content that I've been bringing you has inspired you, uplifted you, provided some kind of healing way or power for you, any sort of direction, whatever it may mean to you or help you out. Thank you for being here. First things first, before we get into the deep of it, if you hear any background noise, it's probably my roommate shifting around, maybe my fan or the window. I try to close out as much noise as I possibly could, so hopefully that does not bother you or deter you from listening to this episode. And I do apologize for anything that you may hear. So, housekeeping stuff out of the way. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff there for you. I am on Buymeacoffee.com/Tsunami Healing if you want to support or join any of the groups. Going to be announcing my next acting session here soon because I really do miss those. I've just been really busy. And there's a lot of other things coming down the pipe. So leave a 5-star review if you feel inclined to do that. And thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe again to the YouTube channel. And thanks again for being here. Go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Tsunami Healing. So I want to take this moment because it's that time of the year to take a step back, focus on what is important, celebrate the wins. There's a lot to celebrate here today. And just reflect and review on where we're at, where we've been, and where we're heading. So, as you may know, or may not know, my word for 2023 is create. It was create. And as you know, I've been doing these words for the year since 2019. We'll do a quick review before we jump into it. 2019 was surrender for me. 2020 was connection. 2021 was master, meaning master your craft. 2022 was balance. And this year was create. The way I get these words is I just do prayer and meditation and just allow them to come to me organically. They usually come to me sometime throughout the middle of the year, and they just get stronger and louder. God just starts speaking to me. I start seeing that word everywhere, and I kind of adopt that word before the year ends, really. So this year was no different, and I'm very thankful for it. So create came to me back in 2022, and it was very fitting. So let's get into that and talk about what that meant for me this year and where I'm at, and just celebrate all the things. If anything, if there was nothing else to celebrate, if there was nothing else to talk about, these numbers alone defined create for me in 2023. 2023 was my first year as a professional non-union actor with a manager. I was represented by Forever Icon Talent Management through Heidi Curtis, and I'm very thankful for her. Recently in her report, she let me know that in 2023, well, between October of 2022 and October of 2023, I had approximately 249 auditions, 8 of which I booked, which is a really great rate, especially first year as an actor. All non-union work, and of those 8 bookings, from those 249 auditions, I booked a promo with the city of Newport Beach in California, a Red Bull commercial, and my most recent biggest role yet, supporting role in a student short film. Wow. I know I just said that in a few seconds and a few sentences, but that was a lot of work. That took a lot of time. It took a lot of years of study, a lot of money invested into myself. And I'm very, very proud of that. And that is something huge to be celebrating and to have accomplished, because I never saw myself as an actor. I never thought I would pursue that role in life. And I feel like acting chose me. And looking back on it, 249 auditions. Someone recently pointed out to me that's almost like one audition a day for a whole year, almost. And there were times where I was getting, 8 to 10 auditions a week, on top of having a full-time job. So that's insane. That's awesome. We'll come back to that later, but man, was a huge accomplishment, and I'm very grateful and thankful for all of that, and grateful to my manager Heidi for supporting me throughout this entire year and fighting for me and getting me all these auditions. And I'm just excited to have booked while I was with her, and wow. That's all I can say from that is thank you and wow. On that same note, being on set and being a part of these projects, and just putting myself out there, I met a lot of new people this year. If I ever shared any time on set with you, if we ever hung out afterwards, after the project, thank you. It truly has been a pleasure sharing space with you and getting to know you and crossing paths with you. I'm really excited to just be a part of your life and just to follow you on social media. Again, to have a scene with you, whether it's online or somewhere on the big screen when our projects come out later. And it's been a lot of fun. With that, just creating new relationships, creating new opportunities to meet people, that led me to the membership. I am a member of the membership. That is with Sam Valentine and Gabrielle. And Gabrielle is in Atlanta. Sam is here in LA. Sam is the owner and founder of One Broke Actress podcast and platform. Also founder, I believe, of I forget the name of her production company, but I believe it's the Women Are Speaking production company. But anyway, I found her podcast during pandemic, One Broke Actress. Started listening to it, started following her, and her and Gabrielle created this platform called the membership. It's basically like a actors community where we do office calls, we do open-ended sessions, we support each other, celebrate each other's wins. Basically an online acting community for the East and the West Coast to help each other and support each other, share wins, and to just gain a better idea of what it is to be an actor, and so we don't have to do this journey alone. Shout out to them and everybody a part of it. I'm hoping to have them on the show here soon, as well as more people from the membership to kind of give you a better idea of what it's about. But I believe if you want to find out anything about it, you can follow them on Instagram at the membership. You can also go to the website, themembership.co. And there's just a lot of resources there. They have a whole library of guest speakers that they've had. They bring in casting directors. They bring in, we're now part of this thing called Castability, where you can get 2 auditions a month that you send directly to casting directors. It is a great platform and a great community to be a part of, and I'm so grateful to get to know everybody in there and be a part of that community. So it's been a lot of fun. On top of creating new relationships, meeting new people, I also have been able to reconnect with a lot of old friends this year. One of them being Kat Tanchunko, our recent podcast guest, reoccurring guest. And we had the opportunity to go to Midsummer Scream together this year, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to see Kat. I hadn't seen her or talked to her in over a year. And it was just one of those things where it was like we just picked up where we left off, and she's doing a lot better now. She's doing great. She still does makeup, and she does a whole lot of other cool things on top of that. And so we had her on the show recently to discuss movies. So shout out to Kat Tanchunko. Kat, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to get to see you and hang out with you. With that, we also just had our reoccurring guest, Lexi Lane, on the show. She just came out with a brand new single, The High Priestess. Always a pleasure to talk to her. I think that was about the 3rd or 4th time I've had her on the show now. And I just love hanging out with her and talking to her, and hope to meet her soon one day. I actually haven't met her in person yet, but it's funny because on the show I said it felt like I know her. So that's the kind of connections that we create, and it's been really awesome. So with that, hopefully, I just reached out to a few more guests that we've had on the show, and a lot of our guests have grown. They have new projects out, new music out, and I'm excited and hope to have some of these powerful women back on the show for you. Also, with that, I just created a habit of trying to check in with people this year. I feel like I've been able to keep a lot of relationships alive because of that, and just where I'm at in life. And shout out to everybody I've ever crossed paths with in life. Seriously, there's a lot of people I wish I could keep in touch with. I know that life catches up with us. You know, a lot of people. You know, we all have families now. Some people are married. Some people have children. We all live in different states. We're all spread out. But if I ever went to high school or college with you and we were good friends at one point and we just don't get a chance to talk now, just know that you're always on my mind. You're always in my hearts, thinking about you guys. I hope you're doing well. I try to keep up with as many people as I can, but there's people now that I still want to reach out to. It's just life gets busy, you know. So I hope you guys can come here to Tsunami Healing into the Wavehealernation and still feel connected in some way, shape, or form. So, new people, new relationships, new connections, and rekindling old ones and keeping those alive. So that's been a lot of fun creating this year. Also, just really quick, wanted to celebrate and touch on the new habits or the continued habits that I have developed this year. Just daily habits and stuff that's just a part of my daily routine, and I think it's just become a part of like the actor's lifestyle. Trying to keep myself healthy, keep myself sustained in a good foundation, and I don't know, maybe it'll inspire you to do some of the same. This doesn't happen every single day, but I strive for it to happen. Is drink a gallon of water a day, do my skincare routine, so wash my face, brush teeth at least 2-3 times a day, get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. I usually try to go to sleep by like 10 p.m. and I'm usually up by like 6 or 7 the next morning. So try to prioritize water, sleep, and skincare for overall health. Also, try to make it a habit. I've been pretty good about it, but I kind of go through phases. Trying to work out at least 2 to 4 times a week, if not more. So just keeping movement as medicine, keeping exercise at the forefront, especially as I get older, keep the weight off, and keep myself motivated and inspired, and just feel good by going to the gym. I've also created a lot of space this year for play and discovery. I've read some more this year. I'm reading several different books right now. We'll get to that in a second. But also allowing myself to play video games when I want to, when I need to connect back with my family and friends back on the East Coast. Allow myself to watch movies and TV shows that interest me and excite me. And we'll save that for more of our Buymeacoffee episodes. But just allowing myself to immerse myself in things that bring me joy. So those are some good habits that I've created this year. Getting to it, like I said, I've been reading a lot of books, and one of the things that I have recently enrolled in is I have enrolled into my yoga teacher training. I will be starting my yoga teacher training to become a certified yoga teacher in January, and hopefully if all goes well and everything goes to plan, I will be done by the end of March. So it is an accelerated program, 12 weeks, should be done in about 3 months. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I signed up with Raw Yoga right here in Orange County. They actually have a university or a space right here in Irvine, California to study and train. And it's going to be intense. It's a 200-hour yoga teacher training. So I will be deeply immersed in that every weekend from January to March. So I'm really excited about it and looking forward to it. Some of the books that I'm reading for that is The Artist's Way. I'm excited that came up through the membership, and that came up through the Raw. It's actually a part of the Raw Yoga 200-hour curriculum. So I'm excited to dive into that. I really didn't know anything about it. I just heard about it recently through my actors community, the membership, and through this. So I felt like it was for me to do. So I'm excited to start that. Another one that I have been reading is The Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline Miss. the 7 stages of power and healing. I feel like it just goes on par and on brand with everything that I don't know, I've been called to do as far as healing work. So I'm excited to step into this yoga journey, kind of as the next step in the next chapter. So getting into that, this year was not all celebration. It wasn't all success. It wasn't all accomplishments. There were a lot of hardships that happened this year, and a lot of it happened toward the end of the year, or the latter part of the year. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, just to show you that, hey, life isn't perfect. And I think it was a part of the story and a part of the journey. And one thing that was difficult was to, when a lot of these things happened, I would lose inspiration or I would get off track. And I think the hard part was trying to find areas and ways to create something new out of it. And the yoga teacher training was one of the things that came out of it. So getting into it, this year in October, about almost 2 months ago exactly, I was laid off of my full-time position as a specification sales rep. Not that much longer after that, probably about a week or so after that, I was dropped by my management company because they will only be representing talent in Chicago. And on top of that, back during the summer, I went through a rough patch with my significant other, Kim. And we are doing a lot better now, thank goodness. And she has been supporting me through all of this. But we just went through a patch where we realized what was really important to us. And I thought for a minute that relationship was over and that I would be moving forward. But luckily, we're still here together, figuring it out. So all those things happened, and it's been a heck of a year. I mean, obviously, it was a lot of change all at once. It was a lot of things I was not expecting. Definitely wasn't expecting to be laid off. I kind of got to a point in my job where I was getting frustrated. I had been with the company for 6 years, and it wasn't anything personal, but it just happened. I think it was just time. I had to move on, had to move forward. So, and it was kind of crazy because I was actually getting so frustrated that I actually started praying that God created a way out, and luckily he did. And it was crazy because that first week I was so happy. I was enjoying life and everything was great. I was getting interviews, which I've still been interviewing, and then the manager drop happened. So it felt like I kind of lost my career avenue and my creative outlet all at the same time. And that felt reminiscent of really in 2012 when I lost my grandfather and I lost my girlfriend at that time. Felt like I had lost my best friend, both of my best friends at the same time. So, when it rains, it pours. And again, I had to figure out, what did I want to do? What did I want to create out of that? And what was God trying to tell me? Because I felt like there was a lot of things, there was a lot of shifts. So I had a lot of downtime at first, and I found myself going to the gym a lot because I just wanted to do something that kept me motivated, kept me positive, kept me moving, because I didn't want to sit at home and become depressed and not do anything. So every day I was just going to the gym, and I started doing a lot of yoga, and I started thinking to myself, like, man, I want to be in a completely different industry where I'm immersed in stuff that uplifts me and heals me and helps me and is good for me. And yoga was it. And so then I started thinking about it. I said, well, I meditate, I journal, I do yoga anyway. Why not become an instructor and make some money doing this? That's kind of how that started. It turned into, that first week, I was talking to every yoga teacher that I had ever had a class with. I was talking to people who I knew did yoga. And I thought about it, I slept on it, I prayed about it, and I gave it to God. And I just found out that this yoga teacher training was the next thing for me to do. It was the next chapter, next step. And I'm excited because I know that it already has immersed me in a world, an online community and an in-person community of yogis and people who are inspiring and uplifting. Just a completely different community of people with a completely different atmosphere than the sales world. And I don't know. Who knows if I'll go back to the sales world or not. I've been in it for a decade now. I've been a spec rep for a decade. I've been doing sales for a decade. And that led me to acting. And then it's now led me to yoga. So I'm not bitter at all. There's no animosity or anything. I think it was just the next step in the next chapter. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see here very soon if I will step back into the sales world or if I'll go down another avenue. So man, this year has just been crazy, right? And like I said, if I could like dial it all down to one thing, when I was like, what am I going to create this year? Just those 249 auditions, being able to create that opportunity, that is such a blessing. And I feel like that was me stepping up to my call as a person, and God's call to use my voice as a gift to the world. That was a lot of work. I'm just tired thinking about that. Like, that means I set up my equipment to do auditions 249 times, which that in itself is crazy to me just thinking about that. I have a mobile audition process that I have where I don't have a lot of space right now where I'm currently living. So every time I have to do an audition, I got to set up my lighting, set up my microphone, set up everything. And to think to have done that 248 times, even just thinking like that, just having a full-time job is exhausting. Like, but on top of that, auditioning at night, putting that up 8 to 10 times a week, that's I don't know, that just drives me insane thinking about that. Like, why would anybody want to do that? But that was my calling. That was my work I had to do. That was my gift to the world. So it's just the beginning. That's the crazy thing. It's just the beginning. It was just my first year as an actor. And I'm kind of taking a little bit of a step back. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But I feel like right now it's just time for me to really immerse myself into the yoga teacher training and to really focus on the next step. So I'm excited because there's still a few weeks left here in December. The year's not over yet. And I've been thinking and praying and meditating about, okay, what can I create in these last few weeks, and what is important, and where do I feel called to? And right now, the thing that speaks very loudly to me is in these last few weeks of the year, last few weeks of the month, last few weeks of 2023, I feel like I am being created. I feel like I am being called to create stillness, to create quiet, and to create inner peace. Because I feel like those things land a lot more powerfully, and I feel like they've been missing for a little bit of time. Is kind of how I got into some of these situations and kind of where I was led to. And I know that it was all for a divine purpose, but I feel like now I need to quiet the chatter inside my mind. I need to slow down the movement and really focus on being happy on the inside so that it reflects in my outer world everywhere. Maybe I was taking some things for granted that I had, and maybe I just wasn't enjoying the ride. I came to a space recently, I asked myself, like, do I still want to do acting? Do I still want to be a part of this? And I know that my next steps are to fall in love with the process of it again, fall in love with the craft of it again, fall in love for it for just what it is. Discovering, playing, learning about myself, becoming the best version of myself I can possibly be. Not the actual work, but like focusing on the people that I meet along the way. That to me lands home a lot more than anything else. Money, fame, all the hard work that we have to do that's tedious, setting up the equipment 249 times. That makes it all worth it. Because those things really hit home a lot more. And I think, we all go through the journey, right? I listen to A-list actors and actors who I wish I had their career or that sort of thing. And we all go through a piece of that, and we all have to stay motivated and inspired. So for me right now, it's just falling in love with all that over again. And so I'm excited because that leads to opportunity for potentially trying stand-up comedy. It leads to opportunity for jumping back on the stage in the improv. Maybe going to go do a play. Now I get to self-submit and pick the things that I want to go out for. maybe new headshots. Who knows? But in the realm of it, I'm really excited to discover myself again. I'm excited to recreate Tsunami Healing. I think it's going to change here in a lot in the next few months, and especially next year. The way it is marketed, the way it is brought to you, the kind of content that we're putting out. On that note, just so you know, the only comic convention that I plan on going to next year is Midsummer Scream. I really want to focus more on film festivals, focus more on acting and music festivals, because I feel like music festivals have brought me so much joy this year, especially things like Punk in the Park, the local shows that I was going to, the local dubstep shows. So yeah, music and acting, I feel like is where it's at right now for me, and that just calls to me, and those things bring me peace and they bring me freedom and creative joy. So that's where we're headed, and you'll see a lot more yoga on the channel soon, and I'm excited to share all that with you. So I want to leave you with this. There are a few more weeks left here in the year. You don't have to wait until January 1st to have a new you, new mindset, new habits. You can start right now, today. You can move where you feel called to. You can start tomorrow morning. You can start tonight. You can start in this moment. You can take that next step. And you can create something brand new today. Every action that you take today and every step that you take today is building your future for tomorrow. So if you feel called to do it, go start today. Don't wait. You still have room to create more. You still have room to finish out the year. You still have room to start purging, start decluttering, to start getting focused, to do something great that's huge still before the end of the year runs out. So don't feel like you're limiting yourself. Don't cut time off for yourself, because we already are very short on time. Put all your energy into doing something that just fills you up, and that helps you celebrate, and to celebrate the people around you, and be grateful for what you have. And I'm so thankful for this word create, and I'm so grateful to have lived that out throughout this year, and to have stepped in every opportunity this year with a full heart and just clear eyes. And I'm just excited to see where we're headed next. But right now, in this moment, I feel like I am to create stillness, quiet, and inner peace. And I bring all this to you as a gift and say, prioritize that, whatever that means for you. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to what's next. Thank you guys.